The guillotine blade gleamed under the station's harsh lights, suspended 10 seconds from dropping. Evan Reyes vaulted the barrier. He hit the execution dais hard, knees jarring on cold metal. His body slammed between the blade and the bound alien girl. Lysa Ven's wide eyes locked on his, violet slits in a face scaled like burnished copper. Chains rattled as she jerked back. Troopers snapped rifles up. The crowd gasped, a wave of alien murmurs rippling through the port plaza. "Down, human!" Marshal Corin Saval bellowed from the podium. His armored crest flared red with fury. "Step aside, or join her." Evan stayed put. His arms wrapped Lysa's shoulders. She trembled against him, scales rasping his jumpsuit. The blade hovered, servos whining. "I'm her shield now," Evan said. Voice steady, heart hammered. Saval's mandibles clicked. "Fire!" Rifles hummed to life. Red targeting dots danced across Evan's chest. He didn't flinch. Logistics techs like him fixed cargo loaders, not stared down death squads. But back home, you'd shield a kid from a stray dog. This was the same, just bigger teeth. "Hold fire!" A new voice cut through. Archivist Tell scurried forward, robes flapping. His multifaceted eyes darted to the hovering blade. Off-worlder intervention. "Public record demands protocol." Saval snarled. "No protocols for traitors, Tellman. She leaked regime secrets. Execute both." Evan's mind raced. Station docking logs flashed in his memory. Endless shifts auditing manifests. Off-world trade accord, Article 17. No execution of sentience under foreign jurisdiction without hearing. Lysa was a translator, flagged as mixed species under human embassy protection. "Article 17, Evan shouted. "Jurisdiction hold, immediate, or the whole port violates treaty." The crowd hushed. Aliens leaned in, frills quivering. Tell froze. His claws tapped a wrist pad. He cites correctly. Human vessel manifests confirm her embassy tag. Saval's troopers shifted. Rifles dipped an inch. "Bluff," Saval growled. "Humans have no standing here. Dockmaster." Dockmaster Rico waddled from the sidelines, his bulbous frame squeezed into a safety vest. Metrics mattered to him. Collision rates, not politics. Marshal, a hold delays nothing. Safety protocols first. Evan pressed closer to Lysa. Her breath hitched warm against his neck. "Stay with me," he whispered. She nodded, chains clinking. Saval paced. "You interrupt justice for a girl who knows too much." Then translated the forbidden archive. Proof the regime faked the war debt. Lysa whimpered. Evan squeezed her shoulder. He didn't know the details. Didn't need to. Innocence hung on her face like a kid caught in a lie. "Public hearing," Town announced. Hollow screens flickered alive around the dais. "Record open. Off-worlder claims jurisdiction." The blade retracted with a grind. Cheers and boos erupted. Saval jabbed a claw at Evan. "You buy her minutes, human troopers. Secure them both." Armored hands yanked Evan upright. Lysa's chains dragged as they hauled her to a side platform. He twisted, keeping her in sight. Her scales dulled to gray. Fear. They shoved him into a holding cage beside her. Transparent walls hummed with force fields. Outside, Tell droned into the public feed. Hearing commences. Evidence of treason versus treaty rights. Saval loomed at the barrier. "Enjoy your stunt, soft skin. No human law binds us." Evan scanned the cage. Standard port model logistics crews patched these daily. A service panel blinked at knee-height. Override for maintenance. Lysa slumped against him. Why? You don't know me. Your eyes, Evan said. Scared kid's eyes. That's enough. She blinked. Humans. Intervene. My people watch. Never act. Saval's voice boomed over the feed. Van accessed sealed files. She knows the debt ledger is forged. Our economy propped by lies. Death maintains order. Teln interjected. Prosecution. Present evidence. Evan knelt, pried the panel. Wires glowed. He yanked a diagnostic cable. His multi-tool, from belt pouch, worked fine. Aliens never frisked humans for cargo tools. Rico appeared on a subscreen. Station safety at risk. Disruptions spike executions by 12%. Recommend swift resolution. Lysa watched Evan's hands. Escape? They'll shoot, not escape. Evan spliced wires, sparks flew. Delay. The force field flickered. He boosted the power draw. Standard overload trick from busted loaders. Lights dimmed across the dais. Alarms blared. Troopers whirled. Saval roared. Sabotage. Evan grabbed Lysa's chains. The field dropped. They bolted for the crowd. Pushing aliens shoved back. Scales and limbs tangled. A trooper lunged. Evan sidestepped, tripped him into a vendor cart. Fruit exploded in purple goo. Embodied help! Lysa yelled, dodging fire. Evan pulled her into a service alley. Port schematics burned in his brain. Logistics routes etched for months of hauls. Left at the grav lift, up 2 levels to docks. Boots thundered behind. They burst into a cargo bay. Lockers hummed. Evan slammed pallet drone's controls. It lurched, blocking the door. Lysa panted. Marshal comes. He never stops. Evan eyed a comms panel. Then we force his hand. He patched in. Public hearing feed. Hijacked. His face filled hollow screens station-wide. Archivist Teln, Evan broadcast. Article 17 requires full hearing off-world. Lysa Ven, tagged under human protection. Deny it, and every trade ship pulls out. Your economy tanks. Crowds outside buzzed. Screams showed riots forming. Aliens chanting for truth. Teln's voice crackled. Human speaks. Ledger, access logs. Inconclusive. No direct leak. Proven. Saval burst through the drone wreckage. Troopers fanned out. Rifles trained. Stand down, Rico ordered over speakers. His face popped on every screen. Safety metrics violated. Hearing expands. Girl lives pending review. Saval's crest deflated. He lowered his weapon. This changes nothing. Evan stepped forward, Lysa at his side. Her hand gripped his. Chain still dangled, but her scales brightened. It changes everything, Evan said. Troopers hesitated. The marshal glared, mandibles twitching. Then Teln's ruling boomed. Jurisdiction hold granted. Lysa Ven remanded to human oversight. Public records sealed. Cheers exploded across the port. Saval spat. Underestimated you, human. Fear keeps order. You'll see. Evan unchained Lysa with his tool. She hugged him fierce, scales warm. A human ship horn blared from the docks. Rescue inbound. But Saval's eyes narrowed. Hidden claws flexed. The real fight was just starting. Saval's troopers snapped to attention, rifles leveled at Evan's chest. The marshal's mandibles clicked. Escort forms. Prisoner to secure wing. Human interference ends now. Evan tightened his grip on Lysa's wrist. Her scales quivered against his skin. No chains bound her anymore, but the threat loomed. Not without logs, Marshal. Archivist Teln. Teln's hollow flickered from the nearest console. The alien's frills drooped. Ruling stands human. Oversight granted. What more? Protected witness status, Evan said. Interstation Protocol 47. Log it. Article 17 mandates it for off-world hearings. She's got evidence on your regime's data purge. Deny the tag, and I trigger embargo alerts to every human freighter. Crowds outside the port dome pressed closer. Chants echoed through the transperistile. Liza's eyes widened. She squeezed Evan's hand. Trust. Raw and unspoken. Teln's claws tapped his ledger slate. Protocol 47 requires dual-species verification. Witness protection activates only with threat assessment. Threat? Evan jerked his thumb at Saval. Rifles count? Log her now, or I broadcast the full purge files, station-wide. Your career ends before mine. Saval lunged forward. A trooper grabbed his arm. The marshal hissed. Bluff. Humans fold under pressure. Evan met his gaze. Steady. Try me. Teln's frills flushed. Logging. Lysa Ven. Protected witness. Human custodian. Evan Reyes. Time stamped. Sealed under interstation law. The holo chimed green. Lysa's shoulders sagged. Relief rippled her scales. Saval spat on the deck. Escort anyway. Full guard. Move. Troopers closed ranks. Two flanked Lysa, rifles slung but hands ready. A third blocked Evan's path. I'm walking beside her, Evan said. Custodian rights. Check the log. The lead trooper hesitated. Eye stalk swiveled to Saval. Marshal's crest flared. Human walks. But one wrong step. Evan fell in beside Lysa. Her warmth brushed his arm. They marched down the corridor, boots and claws echoing on metal grates. Port workers stared. Whispers followed. Lysa leaned close. Her voice, soft through the translator implant, barely carried. Evan, thank you. Her hand slipped into his pocket. Cool metal touched his thigh. A data slate key. Thin, unmarked. He didn't look. Just nodded. Pocketed it smooth. Whatever truth she hid, it burned hot now. Saval led the pack. His shadow stretched long under the harsh lights. Medical bay next. Standard post-hearing eval. Then, isolation. Evan saw the cams. Every corridor eye winked red. Recording. Broadcasting potential. No, he said. Full checkup, off camera. Protocol 47 again. Witness safety includes privacy scans, contaminants, implants. Your medbays have shielded rooms. Saval halted. Troopers bumped to a stop. Routine eval. On record. Routine for executions, Evan countered. She's protected now. Human oversight demands shielded medbay. Dockmaster Riccio backs it. Safety metrics. One leak. Your port gets blacklisted. Lysa tensed. Her claws pricked his sleeve. Saval's mandibles growl. Ryko. He keyed his calm. Dockmaster's face bloomed on the wall screen. Metrics first, Marshal. Humans right. Shielded Bay clears protocols. Send them, troopers grumbled. They diverted down a side hall. Dimmer lights. No cams. Med Bay doors hissed open. A tech alien waved them in. White walls, scan beds, humming low. Full scan, Evans said. Custodian present. Tech nodded. Lysa climbed onto the bed. Restraints auto-engaged protocol, not malice. She shot Evan a glance. Fear edged her brightening scales. Scan beams swept her. Evan stood close, guarded the door. Saval loomed outside, visible through the glass. Claire, Tech announced. No contaminants, minor dehydration. Evan leaned in. Release her. Water, now. Tech complied. Lysa sat up, sipped from a tube. The hand found Evans again. The key unlocks archives. Regime killed my clan for knowing. Later, he whispered. Ship's coming. Outside, Saval paced. Troopers shifted. One muttered into comms. Evan eyed the vents. Escape routes. No. Play smart. She's stable, Evan called. We moved to human dock. Custodian transfer. Saval burst in. Isolation first. My station, my rules. Log says oversight. Evan shot back. Human ship inbound. Horn confirmed it. Delay and Rico logs violations. Dockmaster's voice crackled over intercom. Confirm. Freighter Horizon docking. Human crew requesting custody handoff. Metrics green. Saval's eyes narrowed. Claws flexed. You planned this. Improvised, Evan said. Compassion's my weapon. Lysa stood. Scales gleamed full now. She stepped behind Evan, protective shadow. Troopers parted. They marched again. Tighter corridors. Air grew thick with ozone. Docking clamps engaging. Alarms blared sudden. Red lights pulsed. Containment breach, Saval barked. Secure the witness. Troopers spun. Riffles up, chaos erupted. Dock workers fleeing. Crates tumbling. Evan pulled Lysa close. Key weighed heavy in his pocket. Stay with me. Saval shoved forward. Human bait. Regime plans. No. Sabotage. To restart the execution. Evan scanned. Emergency panel. Fire suppression. He slammed the override. Foam sprayed, blinding troopers. Run. Lysa yanked him toward docks. They bolted. Claws and boots pounded. Saval roared behind. Human ship loomed, gangway down. Crew waved. Armed, but welcoming. A trooper fired. Bolts scorched the wall. Evan dove, tackled Lysa behind crates. Key archives to them, she nodded. Slipped it to a crewman as they scrambled aboard. Saval skidded up. Rifles trained. Surrender. Evan stood tall in the lock. Lysa safe inside. Protected witness. Protocol holds. Try boarding. Embargo hits. Crew sealed the hatch. Thrusters hummed. Saval's face twisted. Underestimated. Again. Evan gripped a rail. Acceleration pinned him. Lysa hugged him from behind. Safe. But consoles beeped. Incoming hail. Regime fleet signatures. The real fight accelerated. Evan shoved Lysa through the clinic bay door. His hand slapped the lock panel. Bolts thudded home. Troopers' boots thundered outside. Fists hammered metal. Open up, human. Witness transfer. Lysa gasped behind him. Her scales rasped against the exam table. Evan spun, scanned the room. Sterile white walls. Med scanners hummed low. One exit sealed. Ventilation grate above. Too small. He yanked a privacy curtain across the window slit. Red emergency lights flickered on. Key, he said, voice steady. Now. Her claws fumbled the data spike from her neck pouch. Trembled. Passed it over. Evan plugged it into the bay's console. Screen glowed. Lysa leaned in. Fingers danced over keys. Alien script unspooled. Decrypting. They framed me. Staged transfer footage. Screen split. Left. Official feed. Lysa confessing treason in a shuttle bay. Guards shoving her aboard a regime craft. Right. Rawcam drone. Same bay. Guards staging it. No shuttle. Lysa hidden in crates. Archivist Hell's voice leaked through. Witness the evidence burial. Regime truth only. Evan's jaw tightened. She wasn't guilty. Evidence. Key truth the regime buried. He ripped a portable drive from his belt. Logistics tech habit. Copied the file. Double tap. Redundancy. Uploading to ship mesh. My cruise freighter docked 2 bays over. Lysa nodded. Eyes wide. You're helping. Why? Life's on the line. He seeded the file. Timed release. Burst to open nets in 10 minutes. Back up to every human vessel in range. Rules bend for that. Door buckled. Saval's roar filtered through. Breach it. Human harbors traitor. Sparks flew outside. Lysa clutched his arm. Claws pricked skin. Evan ignored it. Console beeped. Upload 80%. He patched into station maintenance net. Redundant lines. Dockmaster Rico's safety protocols glowed. Emergency overrides. We need a path. Troopers breached the outer seal. Hiss of plasma torches. Evan grabbed Lysa. Pulled her to the back wall. Med supply locker. He pried it open. False panel behind. Maintenance crawl space. Station code 47B. He'd logged it last shift. In. Crawl to dock 12. My ship. She hesitated. They'll kill you. Go. He boosted her. Tail vanished into dark. Evan yanked his multi-tool. Severed alarm wires. Silence dropped. Torches chewed closer. Console pinged. Upload complete. Ship mesh. Confirmed. He smashed the drive port. Shards scattered. No traces. Door groaned inward. Saval's armored bulk filled the frame. Rifle swept. Raise. Step out. Protocol. Demands execution. Evan raised hands. Slow. Back toward the locker. She's innocent. Footage proves it. Staged treason. Saval laughed. Cold. Regime truth. Surrender or die. Troopers fanned in. 4. Rifles locked. Evan eyed the grate above. No. Crawl space his play. Archivist Teln authorized the bury. Call him. Letter of law. Saval advanced. Teln follows orders. You. Bait. Evan dove. Rolled behind the exam table. Blaster bolt scorched air. He triggered fire suppression from the panel. Foam exploded. White blindness. Troopers cursed. Slipped. He scrambled into the locker. Sealed the false panel. Crawled blind. Lysa's rasps ahead. Pipes clanged. Heat vents blasted. Sweat-stung eyes. Station-wide chime blared. Comms lockdown. Marshal Saval order. Evan cursed. Wireless dead. Ship mesh severed. He switched. Hardline maintenance port. Jacked in his tool. Raw data stream. Pushed the file again. Dockmaster Rico's subnet. Safety metrics pinged. Intrusion? No. Override as logistics sync. Lysa squeezed ahead. Light. Great. They burst into subdock shadows. Crates stacked high. Human freighter loomed. Gangway down. Crew spotted them. Waved. Rifles ready, but pointed out. Saval's voice echoed from vents. Flush them. All bays. Evan pulled Lysa upright. Sprinted. Bolt whined past. Crate splintered. He shoved her aboard. Crewman caught her. Evan. Protected witness. File seated. He spun. Saval charged from corridor. 10 troopers. Rifles hot. Evan stood in the locked door, half sealed. Board us, Marshal. Embargo drops. Human block sanctions your port. Saval halted, rifle steady. Bluff. Dockmaster Rico knows. Safety metrics tank if you fire. Check your pad. Savako snarled. Tapped wrist comm. Face paled. Rico's voice crackled. Marshal, hold. Logistics human verified. File propagating. Metrics redlining. Evan gripped the inner seal. Crew hauled him back. Hatch slammed. Thrusters roared. Acceleration crushed. Lysa hugged his waist. Scales warm against his back. You outfought them. Not yet. Consoles lit. Incoming hail. Regime. Fleet signatures bloomed on scan. Dozens. Closing fast. But the file burst. Station nets flooded. Footage viral. Tell's voice everywhere. Evidence burial. Saval's face twisted on the rejected hail. Underestimated human persistence. Evan strapped in. Plot evasive. Human compassion just lit the fuse. Lysa decrypted the secondary layer. More files spilled. Regime ups. Wider conspiracy. This changes everything. Station feeds cut. Blackout. Entire hub dark. No pursuit vectors. She wasn't guilty. Evidence. And the station just went dark. Evan's fingers flew over nav. Fleet inbound. Real fight now. But they had proof. And time. Crew murmured. Logitech's got balls. He flashed a grin. Just doing the job. Lysa leaned close. Humans. Bend rules for strangers. Ordinary thing. He patched evasive burns. Fleet signatures scattered in the void. Confusion rippled their formation. Saval's last transmission leaked through emergency band. Abort intercept. Evidence loose. Recall. Dockmaster Rico patched in. Gruff. Reyes, you saved my metrics. Safe passage. Fuel cache open. Evan keyed, thanks. Ship banked hard. Slipped the net. Lysa watched him, awe in her slit pupils. Your compassion, extraordinary. Nah. He rerouted power. Just won't let a kid die for politics. Fleet peeled off, chased ghosts in the dark. But one signature lingered. Regime enforcer. Pushed harder. Evan sighed. Strapped tight. Next burns rough. Lysa nodded. Claws gripped his chair. Trust built in foam and crawls. Human ship danced through debris fields. Aliens chased blind. Persistence won the vector. Hours blurred. Jump point neared. Lysa slept against his shoulder, exhausted. Safe. Console whispered. Violates billions. Regime cracking. Evan exhaled. Ordinary day turned legend. Compassion's edge sharpest. Fleet ghost faded. Clear skies, but deeper scans pinged. Hidden relay. Saval's voice. Reyes, this isn't over. Witness mine. Cook set. War brewed. Evan plotted deeper jumps. Protective fire kindled. For her, for truth. Crew toasted. To the underestimator's nightmare. He raised mug. To lives worth bending for. Lisa smiled. Scales flushed bright. Bond forged in baylocks and hard lines. Station remained dark. Revolution sparked. Human hand lit it. Evan gripped Lysa's clawed hand and yanked her into the narrow maintenance shaft. Alarms wailed behind them. Boots pounded the deck plates. He slammed the hatch shut and punched the override code from memory. Bulkhead seals hissed tight. Zeph tunnel now, he whispered. Lysa nodded, her slit pupils wide in the dim glow strips. She scrambled ahead on all fours, scales scraping conduits. Evan followed, toolkit slung over his shoulder. Station schematics burned in his mind. Logistics tech perk. Every vent, every junction. Pursuit hammered the hatch. Marshal Saval's voice boomed through the intercom. Surrender the traitor, human. Protocol demands execution. You delay the inevitable. Evan ignored it. He tapped his wrist pad, linking to the shaft controls. Fingers flew. Reroute power. Bulkhead 7A. Dropped like a guillotine. Clangs echoed as drones buzzed closer. Lysa glanced back. They deploy hunters. Small. Fast. Got it. Evan boosted her over a coolant line. They dropped into a service crawlway. Air grew thick, humming with fans. He sealed the entry grate behind them. One less path. Saval's drones whirred into the main shaft. Red scanner beams swept the dark. Target acquired. Lethal force authorized. Evan heard the whine. He scanned the walls. Exposed cryopipes snaked overhead. Perfect. He pried a junction box open with his multi-tool. Wires sparked. Lysa pressed against the wall, breath shallow. Brace! He slashed the coolant feed. Frost bloomed. Pipes ruptured in a geyser of vapor. Thick fog billowed. Flash freezing the air. Drones screeched. Sensors frying. One slammed into a bulkhead, sparks flying. The swarm veered blind, crashing into grates. Lysa stared. You. Improvised blindness. Their optics overload in cold mist. Logistics hack. Evan wiped frost from his brow. Coolant fog clogs everything. Move! They bolted down the crawlway. Lysa took point, her translator implant pinging junctions. Port control node ahead. 2 turns right. My access lingers. Evan trusted her lead. She knew the station guts better than any map. Claws clicked on metal. They emerged in a dim sub-level conduit's pulsing blue. Lysa jacked her neck port into a panel. Data streamed across her eyes. Node active. She pulled back. Security locks heavy. Evan shouldered in. My turn. He bypassed the firewall with a ghost routine, stolen from black market freighter code. Tags spoofed. Their IDs flipped to maintenance crew 14B. Pursuit ghosts now. Alarms shifted pitch. Saval barked orders overhead. False positives. Sweep all shafts. Human cunning nodded, but futile. Lysa tugged his sleeve. Dockmaster Riccio, he owes you. Safety metrics. Evan grinned, pulled his calm. Rico, Evan Reyes. Emergency. Static crackled. Dockmaster's gruff voice cut in. Reyes, your manifest saved my ass last cycle. What's the fire? False treason flagged on a translator. Saval's chasing ghosts. Need cover. Emergency safety inspection. Lockdown bays 9 through 12. Site coolant breach. Pause. Pipes groaned nearby. Drones still thrashed in the fog behind. Rico grunted. Metrics love inspections. Protocol 47B. You're cleared as Inspector Bay 11 fuel cache open. Move fast. Saval's ripping my feeds. Copy. OU. Evan killed the link, grabbed Lysa's arm. Fuel ships in 11. We spoof. We walk. They sprinted. Lysa limped, claw torn from earlier dash. Evan scooped her up. She stiffened, then clutched his neck. Light. Tough scales hid fragility. Won't let them take you, he muttered. Archivist Talon's voice leaked through vents. Marshal, procedure requires witness. Human interference voids. Silence. Saval snarled. Fear enforces order. Drones. Converge. Evan kicked the grate open. They tumbled into Bay 11. Fuel ship squatted there, ramps down. Rico had cleared it, crates shoved aside. Evan dumped Lysa aboard and hit the seal. Console lit up. Engines hummed hot. Lysa strapped in. Saval closes. Drones pierce fog. Evan punched throttles. Ship lurched. Drones swarmed the bay doors, seals holding. He spoofed the dock tag again. Inspection complete. Clearance granted. Doors ground open. Vacuum beckoned. Rifles cracked. Saval's squad at the far bulkhead. Bolts scorched hull plating. Strap tight. Evan banked hard. Ship arrowed out. Station receded. Drones pursued, but spoofed tags scattered their net. Lysa exhaled. Claws eased on the armrest. Your persistence. Aliens break. Humans bend the break. Just maps and tricks. He rerouted power to shields. Scans pinged. Fleet inbound. Saval's shuttle burned hot on tail. Reyes, you harbor treason. Surrender or burn. Evan dodged a debris cluster. Not today. He keyed emergency band. Lysa's leaked evidence packet. Truth's out, Marshal. Your regime cracks. Fleet signatures scattered. Recall orders leaked through emergency band. Abort intercept. Evidence loose. Recall. Dockmaster Rico patched in. Gruff. Reyes, you saved my metrics. Safe passage. Fuel cache open. Evan keyed thanks. Ship banked hard. Slipped the net. Lysa watched him, hour in her slit pupils. Your compassion extraordinary. Nah, he rerouted power. Just won't let a kid die for politics. Fleet peeled off, chased ghosts in the dark. But one signature lingered. Regime enforcer. Pushed harder. Evan sighed. Strap tight. Next burns rough. Lysa nodded. Claws gripped his chair. Trust built in foam and crawls. Human ship danced through debris fields. Aliens chased blind. Persistence won the vector. Hours blurred. Jump point neared. Lysa slept against his shoulder. Exhausted. Safe, console whispered. File hits. Billions. Regime cracking. Evan exhaled. Ordinary day turned legend. Compassion's at sharpest. Fleet ghost faded. Clear skies. But deeper scans pinged. Hidden relay. Saval's voice. Rez, this isn't over. Witness mine. Evan plotted deeper jumps. Protective fire kindled. For her. For truth. Crew toasted later. To the underestimator's nightmare. He raised mug. To lives worth bending for. Lysa smiled. Scales flushed bright. Bond forged in bay locks and hard lines. Station remained dark. Revolution sparked. Human hand lit it. Deeper space called. Sabal's vow echoed. Evan checked nav. One more trick up his sleeve. Lysa stirred. Where now? Somewhere they can't follow. He punched coordinates. Stars blurred to hyperspace streaks. But relay pinged again. Incoming hail. Archivist Tell's voice, hesitant. Reyes. Procedure demands review. Evidence compels. Saval cut in. Traitor. Lies. Tell persisted. Letter of law. Human docket neutral relay. Hearing granted. Evan glanced at Lisa. Her eyes lit. Truth's foothold. Trap, she whispered. Or leverage. He accepted hail. I'm root, but my terms. Saval laughed. Bold, underestimated still. Ship accelerated. Game shifted. Human grit met alien procedure. Collision brewed. Lysa squeezed his hand. Courage mirrored. They plunged in. Evan's ship lurched as clamps locked onto the neutral relay's docking arm. Alarms blared to the hull. Lysa gripped his arm. Her scales flickered blue. Fear. Dockmaster Rico here. Frackled the calm. Human vessel. State your hazard status. Relay protocols demand clearance. Evan punched the response button. Evan Reyes, with Lysa Ven. Archivist Tell granted hearing. Incoming threats from Saval's forces. Request hazard cordon for transit. Silence stretched. Lysa whispered, He'll deny. Politics. Rio's voice returned, gruff. Scans confirm pursuit signatures. Cordon granted. 30 minutes. Cargo Bay 7 secured. Move fast. Safety metrics first. Evan exhaled. Thrusters fired. The ship slid into the assigned berth. Airlock hissed open. He grabbed Lysa's hand. They dashed down the corridor, boots echoing on grated deck. Station air hit cold and metallic. Distant klaxons wailed. Evan scanned readouts on his wristpad. Cordon active. Force fields shimmered at intersections. Cargo Bay 7, he said. Secure it. Lysa nodded. Her translator implant hummed. Hearing first, then truth. They reached the bay. Massive doors ground open. Stacks of crates loomed under harsh lights. Evan sealed them inside. He patched his pad to the console. Cordon. Holding. 10 minutes to Town's chamber. Lysa slumped against a crate. Saval won't wait. Evan checked seals. He underestimates station rules. Rico cares about logs, not grudges. Footsteps thundered outside. Heavy. Armed. Open bay human. Marshal Saval's voice boomed. Relay or not, she's mine. Treason demands public end. Evan positioned himself at the door panel. Lysa behind a crate stack. He activated intercom. Marshal! Tell cold hearing law says, wait. Saval laughed metallic. Neutral relay bows to security overrides. Surrender the girl. Walk away. Evan glanced at Lysa, her eyes wide, scales pulsing red. No time for doubt. Counteroffer. Take me. Custody for her freedom. I'm the one who interfered. Silence. Then Saval's enforcers shifted. Boots scraped. Foolish primate. Saval snarled. You think your meat shields her. Doors breach in 60 seconds. Lysa lunged forward. No, Evan. She slapped her pad against his. Data surged. Incriminating footage. Regime guards executing innocents. Lysa's voice on record. Exposing the lie. The treason proof. Evan's public relay, she hissed. Push it. Now, he stared. That's your ace, timed for later. Early. Force their eyes. Saval pounded the door. Breach charge armed. Evan's fingers flew. He overrode his ship's relay, parked in dock, broadcasting wide. Lysa's file flooded the station net. Not timed. Live. Every screen, every comm. Station-wide alarm shifted pitch. Horror displays flickered. Footage rolled. Guards firing on protesters. Lysa's calm report. Arch-regime orders silenced truths. I translate no more lies. Saval roared. Traitor broadcast. Cut it. Evan hit the final trigger. Bay doors locked tighter. Too late, Marshal. Whole station watches. Chaos erupted outside. Voices shouted. Rico's comb blasted. All units stand down. Safety violation cordon breached. Footage verified authentic. Lysa sagged. They see. Evan pulled her close. Heart pounded. Screens inside the bay mirrored the feed. Crews gaped. Archivist Tell's face appeared on override channel. Reyes. Then, evidence compels halt. Proceed to hearing chamber. Unmolested, Saval's growl cut through. Tell, you bureaucrat! This human, twisted procedure. Letter of law, Marshal, Teln replied. Voice steady. Review in session. Enforcers retreated. Boots faded. Evan wiped sweat. We move. Now. Lysa squeezed his hand. Scales steadied to Green Trust. They slipped from the bay. Corridors buzzed. Aliens clustered at viewports, whispering. One nodded at Evan. Human anomaly. Legend in motion. Ryko intercepted at the junction. Broad. Alien quills flat. Cordon extended. Good metrics play, human. Footage spiked traffic logs. Evan nodded. Thanks for the window. Rico waved them on. Hearings, pay, bills. Go. Hearing chamber loomed. Guards parted. No weapons drawn. Telm waited at the dais. Robes crisp. Enter. Proof demands judgment. Saval stormed in behind, flanked by 2 enforcers. His crest flared violet. Rage. This changes nothing. Human interference voids claims. Evan guided Lysa to the advocate's stand. He stood beside her. Watch the replay, Marshal. Billions saw it. Your regime's lies. Tell activated the central hollow. Footage looped. Lysa's voice echoed. They kill to hide. I speak for the dead. Aliens. In gallery, murmured. Scales shifted colors. Shock rippling. Saval slammed a fist. Fabrication. She's the traitor. Telm raised a claw. Verified chain. Human relay time-stamped pre-escape. Proceed to testimony. Lysa stepped forward, voice clear. I translated for the Arch regime. Heard orders. Silence witnesses, execute frames, I recorded. They framed me. Evan watched Saval. The marshal's eyes narrowed on him. Underestimation cracking. You? Saval spat. Logistics tech. Why risk? Evan met his gaze. Life online. Rules bend. Tell nodded. Human persistence noted. Lysa Ven, cleared pending full review. Escort to safe berth. Saval lunged. No! Enforcers grabbed him. Struggle brief. Rio co-appeared at door. Security breach. Marshal. Detained. Evan exhaled. Lysa leaned into him. Gallery erupted. Hushed cheers. But Saval twisted free a moment. Locked eyes with Evan relay was neutral. This fight jumps sectors. Witness mine. Tell banged gavel. Adjured. Human, your terms hold. For now. Evan led Lysa out. Corridors cleared. Ship waited. Back aboard, Lysa strapped in. You offered yourself. He powered engines. Ordinary move. She smiled. Scales bright. Extraordinary here. Clamps released. Ship accelerated. Scans pinged Saval's fleet ghosts trailing. Deeper space called. Hearing one. Truth foothold. But Saval's vow lingered. Evan plotted jumps. One trick left. Lysa's hand found his. Bond sealed. Relay faded. Stars streaked. Game far from over. Dark alarms wailed distant. Incoming hail Saval again? No. Teln. Res. Full exoneration processing. But watch vectors. Marshal evaded detention. Evan grinned. Copy. We adapt. Lysa laughed soft. Human grit. Alien hope. Hyperspace swallowed them. Collision delayed. Courage kindled brighter. Station feeds exploded behind. Billions more watched. Human hand changed terms. Evan checked nav. Safe haven plotted. For her. Always. But deeper ping. Hidden tracker. Saval's edge. He perched it. Clean jump. Lysa slept against his shoulder. Safe. For now. Ordinary compassion. Legendary fire. Boots thundered across the dock plating. Marshal Saval's voice boomed from the Vox horns. Lethal sweep authorized. Fire on any who block the traitor. Evan Reyes gripped Lysa's wrist tighter. Her scales scraped his palm, warm and trembling. He yanked her toward the gaping freighter ramp 50 meters ahead. Red emergency lights strobed the cargo bays. Troopers poured from the access tunnels. Plasma rifles raised. The first shots sizzled past, vaporizing a loading drone. Run! Evan shoved Lysa forward. She stumbled but kept pace, her translator implant chirping frantic warnings. The freighter's engines hummed to life. Dockmaster Rico's crew prepping for launch. Evan dodged a crate stack, hauling Lysa behind it. Blastifier chewed the metal. Saval's enforcers fanned out, 20 strong. Their visors locked on. Human, stand down or die with her. Evan scanned the dock. Cargo clamps gleamed under the freighter's belly. Standard maglocks, jury-rigged for quick loads. He knew logistics tech, grew up hot-wiring haulers on Mars colonies. Lysa gasped beside him. Evan, they'll kill us both. Not today. He bolted for the ramp, Lysa in tow. A trooper pivoted, rifle barking. The bolt scorched Evan's shoulder. Pain flared, but he tackled Lysa up the ramp. They tumbled inside the dim hold. Alarms, wailed. The ramp groaned, starting to rise. Troopers charged. Boots clanged on the deck. Evan rolled to his feet, eyes on the control panel by the clamps, exposed wiring bundle. Perfect. He ripped the cover free with one hand, blood slicking his fingers. Lysa pressed against the bulkhead, eyes wide. "What are you? Cover me!" Evan yanked wires, sparks flying. Troopers hit the ramp's edge. The first leaped aboard, rifle sweeping. Evan twisted two leads together. The cargo clamps whined. A massive container stacked with alloy ingots dropped like a guillotine. It slammed down, crushing the ramp's midpoint. The trooper screamed as metal sheared his legs. Others piled into the wreckage, blasting wildly. Ingots tumbled, pinning two more. "Got 'em!" Evan slammed the panel shut. The freighter lurched, thrust building. Lysa stared at the blocked ramp, then at him. Her frills flushed violet. "You drop the sky on them." "Logistics hack. Come on." He grabbed her hand, dashing deeper into the hold. Struts groaned as the ship strained against the dock restraints. Outside, Saval roared orders. "Breach the clamps!" "Board now," Dock Claxons blared. A new voice cut through. Dockmaster Rico, amplified. "Catastrophic safety breach. All locks sealing. No launches or entries until cleared. Marshal Saval, you are locked out per Station Protocol 47B. Evan froze mid-stride. Lysa bumped into him. "Rico, he helped?" Evan punched a bulkhead comm. "Dockmaster, Reyes, thanks for the window." Rico's gravelly tone crackled back. "Human, your stunt tripped every sensor. Metrics off the charts. Can't risk a chain reaction. Get clear before Saval overrides." A heavy clang echoed. Blast doors slamming shut. Saval's bellow followed. "Rico, open these gates or face treason charges." "Protocol, Marshal. Safety first." The comm cut. Evan grinned through the pain. Lysa tugged his sleeve. "He's buying time. We move." They sprinted for the bridge. Crew scattered. Rico's pilots abandoning post under the chaos. Evan slid into the pilot's chair, fingers flying over controls. Emergency override engaged. Thrusters spooled hot. Lysa strapped in beside him. "Can you fly this? Point A to point B. That's all I need." He punched the launch sequence. The freighter shuddered. Clamps fought, then snapped free. Acceleration pinned them back. The dock fell away. Saval's troopers firing futile pot shots through viewports. Stars wheeled. Evan banked hard, evading station defenses. Pursuit signatures bloomed on scans. Saval's corvette detaching. "They're fast," Lysa whispered. Her hand found his arm. Claws gentle. Evan handed her a spare comm unit from the console. "Call your contacts. Outside authorities. Sector neutrals. Tell them everything. The relay truth. The frame-up. Tell's ruling brought us this far." She clutched it, frills quivering. "Evan, you risked exile, death. For me." He locked in a jump vector, eyes on the scopes. Saval's ship closed, weapons hot. Ordinary move. Lives matter. Her scales brightened. She activated the comm. "This is Lysa Ven, exonerated translator. Broadcasting evidence, packet regime treason. Confirmed. Evan fine-tuned the engines." The freighter groaned under max burn. Lysa's voice steadied, weaving facts into a net. Distant pings. Neutral patrols responding. Saval's hail demanded halt. Ignored it. Jump drive charged. Lysa finished her transmission. They're listening. Help inbound. Good. Evan triggered the jump. Reality stretched. Hyperspace swallowed them. But scans pinged. A ghost trail. Saval's fleet lurking. Evan plotted micro-jumps, purging nav logs. Lysa leaned into him, exhausted. Your compassion, it's fire here. They see humans as soft. You rewrite that. He checked vectors. Safe haven plotted. Neutral relay station. Her truth would spread, but Saval's vow echoed in memory. Witness mine. Duck alarms faded distant. Incoming hail. No. Rico confirming seal. Evan exhaled. Lysa slept against his shoulder. Bond sealed. Deeper space called. Game. Far from over. The freighter streaked onward. Collision delayed. Courage kindled brighter. Evan adjusted course. One more trick ready if needed. For her. Always. But a deeper ping. Hidden tracker. Saval's edge. He isolated it. Fried the signal with an EMP burst from cargo bays. Clean now. Lysa stirred. Safe. For now. He grinned. Station feeds would explode behind. Billions watching. Human hand changed terms. Her hand squeezed his. Human grit. Alien hope. Hyperspace hummed. They adapted. Saval's shadow lingered. Evan prepped defenses. Persistence won wars. Lysa smiled. Extraordinary. Just starting. Pursuit ghosts trailed faint. Evan jumped again. Have a near truth foothold. Fire spread, but Saval evaded detention. Teln's warning confirmed. Fleet vectors shifted. Closing. Evan armed decoys. Lysa manned sensors. Team, now. They dove into the void. Ready. The calm lit neutral offs. Then raise. Docking cleared. Protection granted. Victory edged closer, but Saval's corvette blinked on long range. Fight jumped sectors. Evan-powered weapons. Ordinary compassion met steel. They burned hot. Legends born in hodes and hacks. Dockmaster Riccio sealed fates that day. Bureaucrat Tell, forced to law. Evan rares. He dragged light from dark. Lysa watched stars. You offered yourself back there. Rules bend for right. Ship hummed approval. Her laugh soft. Scales gleamed. Evan checked nav. Clear. For now. Saval's vow. Coming. They waited. United. Human spark ignited galaxies. Troopers crushed. Doors locked. Launch stolen. Hook set. Bait taken. Freighter vanished. Chase eternal. Evan Reyes flew on. Protector-born. Lysa Ven lived. Truth-free. HFY ignited. Evan gripped the docking clamp release. The freighter thudded against the tribunal ship's airlock. Lysa clutched his arm, her scales rippling with tension. Stay close, he said. Logs first. He yanked the data core from the console. Chain of custody seals glowed intact. Timestamps, biometrics, unedited feeds from the station execution attempt. Proof of the frame job. Tribunal guards waved them through. Neutral colors, no insignia. Evan handed the core to Archivist Telm at the submission desk. The bureaucrat's frills twitched. Full chain, Evan said. No gaps. Verify it. Telm slotted the core. Holo screens flickered alive. Public execution feed. Lysa dragged to the platform. Saval's troops priming rifles. Then Evans' hack doors slamming. Launch codes stolen. Billions viewed it galaxy-wide. Authenticated, Tal muttered. Live broadcast queued. Lysa straightened. I testify now. The chamber doors hissed open, tribunal hall packed with delegates, cams streaming to every sector. Evan guided her to the witness stand. Her voice, amplified, cut sharp. I am Lysa Venn, translator for Port Authority. They staged my transfer to isolate me. She named them. Marshal Corinne Sabal ordered the treason charge. Dockmaster Rico signed the false manifests. High Arbiter Vex silenced my warning on regime embezzlement. Gasps rippled. Delegates leaned forward. Evan stood at her flank, eyes scanning exits. Saval's voice boomed from the entrance. Arrest that traitor. She's under my jurisdiction. Troops poured in. 10 armored figures, rifles raised. Tribunal grounds meant sanctuary. Saval ignored it, striding forward. Frills flared in fury. Evan tapped his wrist calm. Body cam activated, his own jury-rigged feed patched to the live stream. Record this breach, folks. Marshals breaking neutral law. Saval halted. Civilian, stand down. She's coming with me. Evan stepped between them, hands empty, but steady. Tribunal rules, Marshal. No extrajudicial grabs here. Your troops just crossed the line. On cam. Guards hesitated. Teln's console beeped. Breach alerts firing to galactic oversight. Delegates murmured. Saval's mandibles clicked. Rage. She's a threat to order, Saval snarled. She's a whistleblower. Evan shot back. Your order's the threat. Back off, or your career streams live to ruins. Lysa gripped the stand. He knows the truth. The funds diverted to Black Ops. I translated the docs. Saval lunged. Evan sidestepped, grabbed a guard's rifle strap, yanked it across the marshal's path. Troops stumbled into Saval. Chaos erupted. Shouts, scuffle. Evan's cam caught every frame. Saval's orders barked, troops restraining themselves. Tell slammed a gavel. Breach confirmed. Security, detain the marshal. Tribunal enforcers swarmed. Saval roared, cuffed and dragged out, his glare locked on Evan. This isn't over, human. Evan nodded. Brought it on yourself. The hall quieted. Chief Arbitrator Voss rose. Lysa Venn, asylum granted. Evidence holds. Regime officials named for inquiry. Relief washed Lysa's face. She turned to Evan. You forced it. Outthought them. Not done, he said. Voss continued. Civilian Reyes, you intervened. Logistics tech, no authority. Yet you secured her. Submitted proof. Sign as protector. Escort to relocation world. Paid. Billet. Evan paused. Station life waited back home. Boring shifts. Safe. But Lysa's eyes held trust. He signed the slate. In. Delegates applauded. Feeds exploded. Human saves alien girl. Defies marshal on tribunal cam. They exited to a secure bay. Lysa walked taller. They underestimate you. All of us. Evan checked his wristcom. Long-range ping Saval's corvette, evading capture. Vectors shifting their way. He won't quit. Neither do we. Dockmaster Rico combed in, voice gruff. Reyes, you stirred my metrics. Safety logs clean now. Your hack exposed the fakes. Tribunal cleared my port. Oh, you. Keep channels open, Evan said. Fleet's moving, Rico grunted. Decoys launched. Buy time. Lysa manned a sensor console in their assigned shuttle. Contacts. 3 corvettes, Saval's lead. Evan powered engines. Jump prepped. Your testimony lit the fire. They want it out. She nodded, fingers flying over alien glyphs, her translation skills syncing their nav. Collaborate. Human persistence, my intel. Shuttle detached. Hyperspace swirled, but scopes lit. Saval closing fast, weapons hot. Evan armed point defense. Here he comes. Lysa squeezed his shoulder. Extraordinary courage, from ordinary compassion. Just doing right, he said. Alarms blared. Battle joined. Saval's voice crackled over open comm. Reyes, surrender the girl. Tribunal won't save you forever. Evan grinned, evasive roll dodging lasers. Try me, Marshal. Galaxies watching. Decoys bloomed. Rico's gift. Corvettes scattered, chasing ghosts. Lysa locked a counterhack, jamming their fire control. Nice, Evan said. Teamwork. They punched to clear space. Relocation beacon pulsed ahead. Safe haven. New start, but Saval's shadow trailed. Vow unbroken. Evan plotted the final jump. Lysa watched him, scales calm. You bent rules for me, changed everything. Rules serve lives, he replied. Not the other way. Stars streaked. Pursuit ghosts faded. Truth spread. Human spark burned brighter. Yet scopes pinged again. Reinforcements? Saval rallied allies. Fight far from over. Evan gripped controls. Ready for more. Protect her now. Legends forged in void.